All right, folks, listen. This is a live stream, and this is another super important video that you need to watch from beginning to end. But here's the crazy part. You guys watched part one, it had like 700 views, but you didn't watch part two. All right. And that is got new information in it at the very end. So you have to watch that one too. And then, but anyway, even if you didn't, don't worry about it. But uh, part three, this is going to be part three. And again, I'm going to show some of the information from part one and two and add new information again. And when I say new, I mean new in the sense in this 3 4 part series that I'm about to do. And the reason it's so urgent that I do this because it all connects to Elvis turning 47 years dead in a few days on August 16th, which is Friday here in America. Friday is in 2 days. Tomorrow's the 15th, and then the 16th. Yeah, tomorrow's the 15th, and the 16th is Friday. And August 16th is Elvis's 47-year death anniversary. He's been dead for 47 years, and I've told you how important that is. And I've been telling you that there's probably going to be some predictive programming. Okay? Well, I don't know what the predictive program is going to be, but it's just the fact that if it happens on Elvis's death date, it's important. And why has Iran not retaliated? Have you asked yourself that? Why are they waiting all this time? Because they're waiting because I believe that they're waiting for this Elvis death date connection. And I told you that uh, you know my two predictions are June 11th. There's going to be a spectacular event in Washington State. Most likely, Seattle will be ground zero. So June 11th, Washington State, get out of Washington State before June 11th. Then my other prediction is that Trump gets his head wound on August 4th, most likely in Ohio. But that's all next year. But you got to get out before that because that's going to be the last year that I talk about this because I made these same predictions every year, same dates, all right, for all these years. And it's coming to its end next year. And you'll understand why once you see my reset videos. Okay, so let's start. So remember in part one and two, I was explaining to you how important Elvis's death date is, okay? So I told you the spectacular event in Washington State is going to happen on June 11th. So from the first of the year to June 11th is 162 days on a regular year. Next year is a regular year, not a leap year, okay? So it's 162nd day of the year. But from Elvis's birthday, January 8th to 6/11 is 155 days. And notice these numbers from from Elvis's birth date to the exact day Elvis died. Look at the amount of days. It's 15562. Get it? 15562. Because you can use the 1 to add to the 62. Get it? 162 or 155. 155, 162. It's perfect. You know? It's telling you, it's giving you the date, June 11th, okay? That's the first connection, right? And I told you that Elvis died at the age of 42, and that year, because I've explained to you that Trump is the replacement twin for Elvis's identical twin that was sacrificed at birth, okay? And Trump is the second, the main guy. He's the Antichrist in the flesh, Trump, but Elvis is the real Antichrist. Anyway, so you add up Trump and Obama's age together that year when Elvis turned 42 and died at the age of 42. Look, you get 42 and 47. And I told you that Elvis, his 47-year death anniversary is coming right now. Okay? So there's another connection to 4247 because he died at the age of 42 and he's now going to be 47 years dead. Okay? And look, from the first of the year, from Elvis's birth date to June 11th, I told you it was 155 days. 155 days, the percentage of 155 days of 1 year is 42.47%. So there's your 42 and 47 again, right? And this is for next year we're talking about. If you add the date from Elvis's birthday to June 11th, it's 155 days. And then 42.47 is the percentage for 155 days of 1 year. Okay, there's your 42.47 again. And I just explained to you that from Elvis's birthday to his death day, August 16th, 77, is 42 years. And then from August 16th, 77 to next year, June 11th, it'll still be 47 years because he turns 47 years dead in a couple of days. But it goes all the way until next year. He's still 47 years dead all the way up until August 16th, 2025. You get what I'm saying? Then he'll turn 48 years dead. But that's why the June 11th event has to happen while Elvis is still dead for 47 years. Okay, now, for the people, I have to tell you this first. So there was let me show this just in case for the people who are not going to watch parts 1 and 2. I have to show this. Just let you hear this one thing here. Hold on. Give me a second. Let's listen to this real quick. If I could get it to play. So look, they're about to break in breaking news. Watch. This is King 5 News.
We interrupt our regularly scheduled programming for the following special report.
So now look, where does this look like a joke? Okay? How does this look like a joke? Don't forget that it did not say any of this stuff back then. This is something they wrote after because they're telling you the dates when it happened. It happened on April Fool's Day, 1989. And this guy, he looks serious. How is this a joke? Watch what he says.
At 6:53 p.m., the Space Needle collapsed. Information at this point is incomplete. We do know that injuries are minimal. Fortunately, the needle was nearly empty when the accident occurred. A maintenance man who was working...
And look, they actually show a collapse. I mean, how much further are they taking this? I mean, think about how crazy that is. If you know somebody there, at the Space Needle, you think to yourself, how could they do something like this, It sent people into a frenzy. All right? So, the reason I'm bringing that up is because that happened on April 1st, 1989, okay? And by the way, that same year, I'm not going to talk about it here. I'm not going to tell you all the connections because it's loaded, the connections for that Super Bowl. I don't want to convolute this video anymore, but that year, 1989 Super Bowl was the Elvis halftime Super Bowl. I've showed that 100 times on this channel. Listen, so in 1989, on April 1st, was that Space Needle collapse prank, okay, on April Fool's. Now think about how crazy that is. So now look, from Elvis's death day, the exact day he died, to the exact day that collapse happened, I mean, the April Fool's prank. Look at that. The amount of days from Elvis's death to that day. 47 days. 4,247. You see? Because remember, I'm trying to explain to you how important this 47 is. And then from that day to 9/11 is 47. And you know who the 47 is. That's the Trump. Okay, and it happened in New York where Trump was born. So it's the 47, 47. I've explained. And by the way, I could show you, more on that, but I just want to focus on mainly the 47. But I'm going to show you one more thing on the 47 here. Hold on. Let me catch up to the chat here. Anyway, There's people walking right outside because my apartment is right next to the sidewalk. So people parking their cars and talking. All right, so for the people who've never seen my month chart, I created a month chart. Okay, look, pay attention. September is the ninth month, right? And so the first time you see September, it's the ninth month. Then 12 months later, instead of going back and it being the ninth month again, you go to 12 months later, it's 21. Ninth month, then 12 months later is 21, then 12 months later is 33, and then 12 months later is 45. So whatever, first time you pick a date, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point I'm trying to make is if you just, count from a specific point, that's what you get. Okay? So September, by the way, that's my birthday. 9/4 is my birthday, and it hits the 45 mark, you see? And look at that. 45 and 47 is on the exact same line, right? 4 and 4. The 44, which is the kill number, 44. 44 equals the word kill and the word anti. And look, it's the 9 and 11. So 9, 11, 45, 47, right? And I just showed you that 9/11 from that date, the Space Needle thing was 45, 47. You see what I'm saying? Okay, and that's for the month charts for November and September, right? And then for 6/11 for June, the date I'm telling you the 6/11 event's going to happen in Seattle, Washington. Look, 6 and 11 at the 4 mark, at the 4th mark is 42, 47. See, 6/11, 42, 47. I mean, I'm just saying, look at the coincidences. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing for the clock. On the clock, it would be the same thing. Because the 45th hour would be the ninth hour, the 47th hour would be the 11th hour. I mean, the 11, the hand. So 45th hour, 47th hour. And 42nd hour is the 6, 47th hour is the 11. 6/11, 9/11. See what I mean? So, and that's why this is so perfect, right? And plus all the other 42, 47s that I've been showing you. If you were watching from the beginning, okay? Anyway, so let me just finish this. And not only that, look, 42, 47, look, 4 and 2. 4 plus 2 is 6. And then 47, 4 plus 7 is 11. 45, 4 plus 5 is 9. 47, 4 plus 7 is 11. So the 45, 47 is the 9/11. 42, 47 is the 6/11, which I just showed you on the clock and on the calendar. It's the exact same thing, right? The 666th month is June. And it's the 56th number down in June. I've shown that 100 times. And the connection with that. The 6th month of June, the 66th, 666. I've shown all the connections with it over the years. Anyway, with the calendars. All right. And just let me keep going. The new stuff is coming. So far, I haven't shown you anything new. Okay. So, and don't forget, when 9/11 happened, it was in Manhattan, New York. And Seattle, where the 6/11 event's going to happen in Washington State, Seattle was originally known as New York before it was known as Seattle. You see? You see what I'm talking about? Was Seattle originally named New York? See? I don't know if you can see it. It says the Seattle area was once originally called New York by white settlers. See? Seattle, New York. See? So I'm just, had to verify that for you. Okay. Now, so look at, for the people who know it, I told you that every connection to Satan connects to Elvis. Every connection to Lucifer connects to Elvis. Every connection to the 666 connects to Elvis. Okay? I've shown it and I've proved it over and over again. Wait till you see my future videos when I put them all together. You're gonna freak out, okay, when you see it. Now, and Satan equals 55, okay? Check this out. Because Elvis was born on the eighth day of the year, right? So if he's born on the eighth day of the year, Elvis, look at this. 8 plus 47 equals 55. I told you the 47-year mark is coming up. Elvis has been dead for 47 years. See what I mean? So let's see what's going on with this 47 connection. And look, with the birthday, you see how you can, it's the eighth day, right? And you can also write 1-8, right? By the way, I've shown all the 18 connections with Satan too, because you do 18 plus 37 is 666. I'm not going to get into it, but anyway, because the 37 is the EL connection. But anyway, look, Elvis, you can write the date like this, 108 instead of 18. 108 plus 47 is 155. There it is. 118 to 611 is 155 days. 1847. See what I'm talking about? And you know that the 155, that's the first number when written out. Like if you wrote it out, the numbers, like 155, like you're writing a check. 155 is the first number that equals 216 in gematria, and 216 is August 4th, the day Trump gets his head on. You see, it's all connected to each other. And I told you Elvis Aaron Presley, his name equals 216. Okay? Anyway, the whole point was that Elvis was born on the eighth day. 8 plus 47 is 55. Or if you wrote the birth date of 108 of his birthday, 108 plus 47 is 155. Okay? That's all I was trying to show there. Is anyone not getting this so far before I keep going? Is anyone not getting this? Is anyone not getting this? I'll answer your question at the end of the video. Ask me again once I'm done. Is there anyone here who's not getting what I'm showing? All right, let me move on here. So, now I've shown you all these connections so far, right? With the 42, 47, and a few other connections with the 47. Now watch this. What is this? Hold on. So look at this. So check this out. So Elvis's birthplace is Mississippi, the state. We're talking about only the state, not the actual city where he was born. Elvis's death place was Tennessee, the state. Trump's birth and where 9/11 happened was in New York. So Trump's birthplace is in New York, 9/11 happened in New York, right? If you add that up, look at that. 20 plus 16 plus 11 equals 47. You see that? And because it's 9/11, that's the point. Not because of Trump so much, but because of 9/11. So you have the Mississippi, Tennessee, New York, 47, right? Right? And then what's left? You have the 42 for Washington, which is the crown, the W. See? And Elvis is 42. Get what I'm saying? Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington is the 42nd state. Washington is the 42nd state. That's the point. So these three add up to 47, and Washington is the 42. 42, 47. Right? Now, are you getting that? It's that 42, 47 again. Anyone who just got in, you got to watch from the beginning. Is is anybody there? Hello, McFly. Is anybody there? It's like as if I'm talking to myself here. Wow. Yeah, anyway. Man, I give up. Anyway, let me just tell you guys something. Um, so I just showed you the 4247, right? All the 4247s. For the people who just got in, you're not gonna grasp the information and the magnitude of it unless you watch from the beginning. All right? Now, so watch from the beginning, don't watch now. Because I'm about to show the the best piece of the puzzle right here. Anyway, check this out. So again, this is called like trying to think outside the box, and trying to figure out every possible way that they could be connecting the dots, right? Now check this out. I just want to know is how is this even possible, right? You got to ask yourself this. So I just showed you that where is this stupid thing? I just showed you that Washington is the 42nd state, right? And Elvis died at the age of 42. And Mississippi is the 20th state, Tennessee is the 16th state, New York's the 11th state, which added up to 47. But let's just focus on Tennessee because that was the last place Elvis was. So that's why it's so important, the 16th. 16th and the 42nd state is Washington. That's where he comes back. He dies in Tennessee and his name gets rebirthed. Okay, his image, his name, the number of his name. And where is the only other space needle in America? Do you know what I mean by space needle? We're not talking about just a thing with a needle called space needle. There's only two in America that are actually called space needle. And that's the Gatlinburg Space Needle, which is in Tennessee. And then the Seattle Space Needle. Those are the only two space needles in America, okay, that have the word space and needle. The one in Tennessee. And the one in Tennessee, it has a, look at this, the Gatlinburg Space Needle. Look at the image of it. Let me see if I can bring up a close-up. Look at this, man. Every time you want to get a good image, you can't find one. Well, maybe this one might work. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know, man. This one just not very good. The image. No. Darn it. I'm trying to find one that I can't believe this, man. Unbelievable. It's like it's always the very first image when I'm, looking for when I'm just doing my regular videos and not doing information when I'm trying to find it. Anyway, I'm just gonna show this. I don't care. Look, it looks like usually they show a further distance away. Look, it has this spiral thing going up like a snake is going up the needle. It's not nowhere near like the Space Needle in Seattle. That thing is magnificent compared to this thing. This is some piece of junk compared to that one. Oh, here it is, right here. This is what I was talking about. Look at the way this looks from far away. Here's the image. Look at this. You see that white stairs? Look at that. Doesn't it look like a serpent going up it? Look at that. That's the Gatlinburg Space Needle in Tennessee. And Elvis died in Tennessee. You see what I mean? Anyway, let me get that out of the way. So that's why I was saying that Tennessee is the 16th state, Washington's the 42nd state. Now, have you ever thought to yourself, like I said, thinking outside the box? This is years ago. I showed this, and I showed it a few times since. Look at this. So, what would happen if you took Tennessee? Because Tennessee's the 16th state, Washington's the 42nd state. Alphabetically, what would Tennessee and Washington be alphabetically? The states. Look at this. Look how crazy this is. So Tennessee is the 16th state, but guess what number state it is alphabetically? 42nd. And Washington is the 42nd state. Alphabetically, it's the 47th. I mean, can you believe this, man? How impossible is this when you're looking at this? I mean, it's unbelievable even, Like, what is the chance of that? When I'm talking about the 42, 47, and Elvis died at the age of 42 in the 16th state, and he needs to get to the 42nd state, which is Washington, and they need the 47, you see? Are you getting that? How impossible that is? I'm asking you guys, is that impossible or what? What I'm showing. And by the way, if you don't believe me, I can show it to you. It lists the states alphabetically. You can go look it up yourself. Okay. I've done it all. Anyway. Now. And if that's still not enough for you, as far as all the connections that I just showed, if that's still not enough, check this out. So check this out. You know that Tennessee is the 16th state, like I said, and alphabetically it was the 42nd state. And I told you guys, if you ever saw my video about the PP is the Antichrist, you got to go watch that video. Come on, folks. I just dropped it. Hold on. Oh man. Anyway, I told you guys the PP is the Antichrist. Man, my chair's squeaking so bad. The PP is the Antichrist, and Tennessee's the 16th state, and the P is the 16th letter. Okay, and because everything is about 216, 16 twos. Okay, and what do I mean by that? Because PP is 1616, right? But you can count it a different way, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. But what do I mean by 216, 1620? Because 16-2, 216, because June 11th is the 16-2 day of the year, 162nd. August 4th, which is my other prediction, is the 216 day of the year, 216. That's what it's all about. Okay. And I told you that also connects to Elvis and his twin being born on 1818, which is 216. Or 16-2 if you say it backwards, 8181. But anyway, so the P is the 16th letter, right? Now, so if it's PP, then it would be 1616. But technically, this is how you would count it. P is the 16th letter, then you would have to go around the alphabet 26 letters later, it would be 16 again. It would be the P again. So P is the 16th letter, 26 letters later would be 42. Get it? Which is the second P. PP is the Antichrist. I told you that. Okay? So 1642. So there it goes again, because I just told you Tennessee was the 16th state and Washington's the 42nd state. Elvis died at the age of 42. And alphabetically, Tennessee is the 42nd state, too. Okay? Are you understanding this? Because the alphabet is 26 letters. So 16th letter is P. 26 letters later, it would be 42, which was the second P. Okay? And yes, I'm about to show that in a moment, stars. I'm talking to one of the people in the chat. That person's getting ahead of me. I've shown that many times. That's what I'm about to show. But first, let me show why the PP is the Antichrist. Because the PP is the Antichrist. And I told you, Elvis is trying to get to that 42. Because he died at age 42. He just needs to rebirth out of the 42, which is Washington State, right? And why is the P so important? The 16th, the number 16 is the P, right? But you'll see why the PP is the most important. But the P is important. Why? Because if you were to spell the word P, it would be P-E-E, right? So look, P-E-E, this is what it equals. P-E-E equals the word God, okay? So God equals P-E-E. So that means if you have two P's, get it? P-E-E twice, that would be the Antichrist. P-P, get it? Because P equals God. So if you have two P's, P-P, and that's where you get the two P's in a pod, get it? Two P's in a pod. Anyway, so now, how do you get to the 666th letter? What is the 666th letter? If you were to keep going in the alphabet. So what you would have to do is, check this out. You would have to go through the alphabet 26 times. But first, let's do the alphabet 25 times. So that would be 25 times 26, because there's 26 letters in the alphabet, right? So let's ask what 25 plus 26 is. 25 times 26.
25 times 26 is 650.
So 25 times 26 is 650. So we went through the alphabet 25 times. The alphabet is 26 letters. So now we're in the 26th time. So we start from letter A would be 1, so it's 651 now. B would be 652, C would be 653, and so on until you get to the 16th letter. 650 plus 16 is 666. You understand? So it's the letter P. P is the 16th letter. 6 times 650 plus 16 would be 666. So the P is the 666, the letter. And how many times did the P go around? The P went around 26 times, which goes right back to this. Because this was just going through the letters, just the alphabet by itself. 26 letters and went to 42. But this is going around 26 times to get to the 26th time the P comes around is the 666. So that's why this is also like the 666, because you're doing 26 letters instead of 26 times around. You see what I'm saying? So just the PP itself is the 666 also. And by the way, the letter P, if you turn it upside down, looks like a 6. You get what I'm saying? See what I mean? The letter P's upside down looks like 66. And the word twin equals 66, right? And Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth, right? Yeah, I hope you guys, did anyone not get what I just showed? Because it's super important what I just showed. Did you guys understand that? Is there anyone who doesn't understand what I just showed? This is like the worst viewers, man. You guys are just the worst. Like there's like no acknowledgement of what I'm even showing. It's weird. Even if I am showing some of the same information, you guys are just like horrible. Like what do they call it? Like you don't give anyone any incentive to keep going. You know what I mean? It's like I'm talking to a bunch of zombies. See, I'm serious. You guys are the worst viewers ever. that's why that's why I'd rather have 0 viewers and just me talk to myself. That way I know I don't have to look at the chat. No, I'm serious. You guys suck, man. And I can't wait for all of you to go. And then when my predictions happen, you're all going to be coming back on your hands and knees, and I'm not going to acknowledge any of you. You'll see. You people are horrible, horrible human beings, man. It's like as if I'm talking to myself. You know, what am I doing this for? If you guys are not even going to acknowledge that you're even listening to me. It's weird, man. Weird. I'm serious. It's like super weird, you people. Anyway, let me just keep going, man. Pretend like you guys don't even exist, man. Anyway, interesting that Trump, even even his states where he's connected to, even the states that he's connected to, because Trump is connected to New York because he's born there, right? Florida, where he lives, and Ohio, where he's going to get his head wound. Look at this. If you look at, I'm not going to pay attention to alphabetically so much, even though the 76 is an important number. If you add up the alphabetically, the state numbers, it equals 76. But look, New York is the 11th state, Florida is the 27th state, and Ohio is the 17th state. Look at equals 55. That's Satan. You see? So that's a connection right there to the 3 states he's attached to right there. All right. And check this out. Those 3 states, look at the numbers. Look at these numbers with the initials. New York, NY, Florida, the F, and Ohio, the O. Look, 14, 25, and 6 is 45. Then the O is the crown. I told you that. 4, 5 with a crown. 45, 15. Which is also the 666 connection, 45, 15. No, I'm sorry. No, it's not the 666 connection, but the 45 with a crown. It's 45 with a crown. The letter O is a crown. That's correct. But anyway, so, but here's another interesting thing. Trump was born on 6/14, so I thought, let me take listen, I've already showed that JFK, he's born in the 6th state, and Trump's born in the 11th state, so you have that 6/11 connection. And JFK was killed in the 28th state, and Trump's going to get his head wound in the 17th state, which makes 45. So you have the 6/11 connection with their birthplaces, and then with the death place and Trump's head wound place is 45. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, so I took I was looking to see what alphabetically would be the 6/14, because Trump's birthday is 6/14. So I took the 6th state and the 14th state. Look what happens. Check this out. So the 6th state is Massachusetts, and it would be the 21st state alphabetically. Vermont is the 14th state, and look at that, it's the 45th state alphabetically. So it connects to Trump, and I'll show you how. Look, from the first of the year to Trump's birthday, 6/14 is 165 days. Look, 165 days, the percentage is 45.21%. Look at that. So Trump's birthday, 6/14, the states, connects to the 4521 for alphabetically. Look at that. I'm just saying, like, what's the chance of that? There's another crazy coincidence, And even the 216, 216th day of the year is August 4th. That's another connection right there. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. But knowing you guys, because you guys suck, everything I put out, you guys don't even care. But anyway, um, so look at this. And Trump is the 44, 45 president, right? Because he's the 44th person to become president, but 45th president to take office. 44th person, 45th president. And look, Utah is the 45th state, right? But alphabetically, look, it's 44. Like, I'm just asking, what is the chance? You know? And Trump's born in June, and Utah equals June. You see? Exact same numbers, Utah equals June. So it's another connection to Trump right there. And here's another connection to Trump. I don't know if it means anything. But Florida is the 27th state, but 9th state alphabetically. Ohio is the 17th state, 35th state alphabetically. They both add up to 44, which is the kill number. 44 plus 44 is 88. But it's the kill number. Kill and anti equal 44. Kill equals anti, same numbers. But you get what I'm saying, right? 27, 17 is 44, 9, 35 is 44. And that's for Trump, because Trump lives in Florida and he's going to get his head wound in Ohio. Okay, that's what I was showing here. And what else? Oh, Elvis, he was born on 1/8, right? So what's the chance that the first state alphabetically, check this out, alphabetically, the first state is the 8th state? Again, I ask you, what is the chance of that? So the first state, Delaware, is the 8th state alphabetically. And South Carolina is the 8th state because Elvis was born on 1/8, right? That's why I'm looking at that. And South Carolina is the 8th state. So the 8th state is right here alphabetically, right? So the 8th state is the 40th state. So you have the 840, which is the which is the August 4th connection. I'm just saying there's a lot of, crazy connections with all of this, Maybe, look, it could all be a coincidence, but I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to show you something at the very end. If you think this is a coincidence, you're just dumb, okay? After everything I just showed you, you're just dumb. All right, now watch this. Elvis, he's trying to, everything's about the EL. EL means God in Hebrew, okay? And that's why Elvis. And I told you the Elvis, EL means God in Hebrew. VI in Roman numerals means 6. The S means more than 1. So it's the God of sixes. So it could be unlimited sixes. VI means 6 in Roman numerals. So it's God sixes. The S means more than 1. So EL is so important. That's why Seattle, this is going to answer the person's question who asked me why is Seattle the target, because Seattle is the EL state. Because Seattle's anagram is EL state. Exact same letters. EL state. And it's the state of God. That's what it's saying. And where else would they birth EL than the EL state? Because the EL is going to be birthed out of that state, out of, you know what I mean, out of the state of Washington. But EL state is basically what I'm saying is Seattle. But it's Washington that technically where he's going to be birthed out of. And when I say birth, I'm saying his name, his image, or the number of his name. Because Elvis died at the age of 42. Washington's the 42nd state. And Elvis was the first person to have anything to do with the Seattle Space Needle when he made a movie. It happened at the World's Fair when he was in the Space Needle. He was the first famous person to have anything to do with it. Anyway, so it's all about the EL, right? And look, EL looks like the numbers 3 and 7, right? And Elvis was born in the 35th year. So he's born in the year 35. And look, 35 plus 36 plus 37. The 37 is the EL connection. 37 looks like EL. And if you get to the 37, you get 108. So if you add up to 35, 36, 37, you get 108. Elvis was born on 108, right? So the reason I'm showing you this Okay, because it connects to the 108 and connects to the 37, which is the EL. Why am I showing that? Because look, I tell you guys about the triple crown all the time. Just ask yourself, what is the chance of this? That you get the triple crown. Oh, I wrote stuff in the back. I didn't even notice that. Sorry about that. The triple crown, Ohio, Oklahoma, and Oregon. That's the state numbers alphabetically, which again is the crown, because the 9 and 6 go into the circle. 69, 96 is the circle. 9 plus 6 is 15. The letter O is the 15, right? And by the way, Oregon is a 33rd state, and it abbreviated OR, which equals 33 OR. But look, so Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, their state numbers alphabetically. They come 1, 2, 3 straight across, right? Because that's the only letters. There's only 3 states that have the O's. Look at that, 35, 36, 37, alphabetically. Triple crown, you see? And it's 108 with a crown. January 8th with a crown, get it? That's Elvis's birthday. All right? Did anyone not get that before I show the final connection with this? Is there anyone else? I mean, is there anyone who doesn't get it? Because I'm gonna show the last piece of the puzzle here with this connection. And by the way, the 3-7, because I was just showing you how the EL, the 37 connects to the 108, right? That's what Elvis is shooting for that 37 with the 108. Because look what this equals. See, listen. What is 37 times 18? Listen.
37 times 18 is 666.
18 at 1/8 is when Elvis is born. He needs the EL. And Satan equals 55, right? What is 37 plus 18?
37 plus 18 is 55.
So not only does the EL, the 3-7, connect to the Satan, because 37 plus 18, Elvis' birthday 1/8, equals 55, Satan. And 18 times 37 is 666. You see how perfect that is? And what's in between 611 what's in between 666 and 55? What does the 55 need to get to 666? He needs the 611. 611 plus 55 equals 666. Okay? 611 plus 55 equals 666. And and 18 is 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. Just like August 4th is the 216th day of the year, which is 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. And Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216. But look, so 611 plus 55 equals 666. And my two predictions are June 11th and August 4th. And guess where August 4th is? 55 days from June 11th. So if you go from June 11th to August 4th, and you add the day, 55 days later, you add the day on August 4th, it lands on August 4th from 55 days from 611. So that means that August 4th is the 666 connection. And we just got finished telling you 6 times 6 times 6 equals 216. August 4th is the 216th day of the year. Elvis Aaron Presley equals 216. Look, folks, it's impossible, all these connections. All right? It's impossible. All right? And by the way, August 4th is the 216th day of the year. That the only number, when you put a crown on it, because it's all about the crown. When you put a crown on the number 216, this is the first number and the last number that does this. Look what happens when you put the crown on 216. Look what you get, the perfect number. Same forward and backward, and the 666, see? This is the first number when you put a crown on it that does this, that equals the same forward and backward, but it's the perfect number because it's 333, 666. See? You understand? Are you understand? And that's the first number that does that. Okay? When you put a crown, I'm saying when you put a crown, all right? If you want to know what the first number without a crown is, it's 167. The 167, I mean, if you put 167, that's the first one without a crown. But it doesn't equal that. It just equals the same forward and backward. But it doesn't equal 666 like that. That's the perfect number. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, this is the last thing I'm going to show. Remember I told you guys that Elvis, just real quick, I told you guys that Elvis and his twin were born on 1/8, right? And I could show you tons more, but I'm not going to show you in this. You got to watch my videos. I'm not going to sit here show it all. So you know that Elvis and his twin were born on 1/8, and the twin was sacrificed at birth. The twin died. So 1/8 plus 1/8 is 216, which is August 4th, the 216th day of the year. If you say the date backwards like they do in the UK, it's 8181 is 16/2, the 162nd day of the year. Hold on. Oh man, I'm choking. So remember I told you about the 16/2, 2/16s. Remember earlier? It's all about the PP. The 16/16 is the PP. 2/16s. And 216th day of the year is 216th day of the year is August 4th, and 162nd day of the year is June 11th. Okay? And it's connected to the twin. Okay? Now, stupid notifications. So why am I bringing that up? Because guess what the only state, folks, are you ready for this? The only state out of all the alphabetical states, the only state that didn't change its number, there's only one state that whatever its number was also alphabetically the same. So that means every single number, every single state had a different thing alphabetically, but there was only one that had the exact same alphabetically. And what state is that? Look, Louisiana, state number 18, alphabetically 18. See? It's the twin, 1/8, Elvis and Jesse is twin, right? You get it? And look, that's next year's Super Bowl. See what I mean? And I told you Elvis equals Satan, right? I mean, Elvis is Satan, really. But and Satan equals 55, right? And because Elvis turns 90 next year, okay? Next year is the year where this is all going to happen. This June 11th and August 4th event, and it's not going to be at the Super Bowl, but I'm saying it's on June 11th. My prediction for Washington State, and Elvis turns 90 years old next year. That's what this is all about. You'll see what I mean. But in the Super Bowl in the year 90, remember Elvis turns 90 next year. In the year 90, Elvis turned 55 years old. So he was 55 years old during the Super Bowl in 1990. And the 90 Super Bowl, year 90 Super Bowl, okay? It was the 24th Super Bowl. And the score was The score was 55-10 for the 1990 Super Bowl. Score was 55-10. That's the only time in history that it's been 55-10, and Satan equals 55-10. Okay? And that was in 90, the year. And Elvis turns 90 next year. So what I'm trying to say is, and guess where that Super Bowl was? Guess where that Super Bowl was? In Louisiana. Okay? That's the point I'm trying to make. That Super Bowl was in Louisiana, the 90 Super Bowl, where the score was 55-10 for Satan, because that's what Satan equals, 55-10. Okay? And that was the only time in Super Bowl history, and Elvis was 55 years old that year. Elvis was 55 years old that year that the Super Bowl score was Satan. Satan's 55-10. How is this possible? And guess who won? The 49ers. The 49ers won the Elvis halftime Super Bowl, which was the year before in 89. Then the 90 was 49ers again. And who was the quarterback? Joe Montana. When was Joe Montana born? June 11th. And what did they win? They win the Vince Lombardi Trophy. That's the trophy. The Super Bowl trophy is called the Vince Lombardi Trophy. When was Vince Lombardi born? June 11th. I mean, come on, man. What else do you want? It's a perfect puzzle. You can't get more perfect than that. All right? Look at what I'm showing you. The only one in the whole alphabet, I mean the state number that didn't change, was Louisiana, alphabetically. Same alphabetically as its state number. And that's the twin number of Elvis and his identical 1818, right? They were born. All right, folks, I've had enough. And like I said, we'll see how it all plays out. But the whole point of my videos here, I'm going to do a part 4. Hopefully, I'll get it out by tomorrow afternoon. Like I said, you guys got to watch parts 1 through 3 of this series that I've been doing the last few days. The reason it's so urgent is because there's a predictive programming event that could possibly be coming on Elvis's death day, but it doesn't have to happen. Folks, they've already done the ritual. When Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on June 11th, the year Elvis died, they already did that ritual. They don't need to do anymore. Okay? But because it's so important, this 47-year death anniversary of Elvis, which is coming up in 2 days, that's why I'm saying look for something to happen either tomorrow or the next day. Okay? Something big. All right? And but just predictive programming, I'm saying, not not some kind of giant event in the United States, but we'll see what kind of event that predictive programming for the June 11th event. We'll see. Something might happen in the Middle East. That's what they've been waiting for. Yes, exactly what I was saying. Why is Iran waiting? What are they waiting for? They should have already retaliated if this was what they were going to do, because they're waiting for this August 16th connection. It's either going to happen the day before or the day after, because technically, if it's August 15th here, it might actually be August 16th over there. Is that correct? Let me see what time it is over there. What time is it in Iran?
The time in Iran is 8:41 a.m.
Yeah, so they are 10 hours ahead of us. So yeah, they're 10 hours ahead of us. So that means that that if it's 2:00 in the afternoon tomorrow, it would be August 16th for them over there. So I'm just saying. So that's why I'm saying look for something tomorrow and for Friday, which is August 16th in the United States. So it could be 2 days in a row of stuff. So we'll see. All right, folks, that's it. Anyone who got in late, watch from the beginning. Like I said, I would recommend you watch all 3 parts. Make sure you thumb up the video. All right? Thumb up this video and thumb up the last few videos, the parts 1 and 2 also. And make sure you comment under the videos. You know, I told you, you're not doing it for me, folks. I don't know why you guys are angry at me just because I'm trying to help others. I don't understand. But if you want to keep being mad at me, go ahead. I'm just going to tell the truth about who you people are. If you don't like it, that's your problem. It's not my problem. Okay? All right? I'm only telling the truth. So if you don't like it, I'm not here to tickle your ears. Anyway, folks, if you got in late, you got to watch from the beginning. It's a super important video. All right? And obviously, I left out thousands of pieces of information that connect to all of this, but I can't keep going. The videos would be 5 hours long every time. All right, so we'll see what happens. Okay, like I said, look for some kind of predictive programming to happen tomorrow and Friday. And I've been telling you that they're waiting for this. What are they waiting for? They would have already done something by now. Why are they waiting for America's ships and submarines to get there? You know what I mean? Why are they doing that? You get what I'm saying, right? Like, you would think they would retaliate before America's ships go over there to help, those, you know, those people. You know what I'm talking about. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow in like 10 hours, 12 hours from now. All right. God bless all of you. Jesus is God. End the video. Repent, you lukewarm, lazy, unappreciative bums. End the video. Thumb up the video, you bum.